All of you have so much passion for your organization. You do so much good in the community. But the question we want to ask ourselves today is, why do some organizations thrive while some just survive? What's the difference in the leadership? What do the leaders do that's so different for the organizations that thrive? Over 20 years of working with nonprofits and working with leaders across this country, I've found one thing to be true. Organizations that thrive versus just survive have leaders that take time to develop themselves. They take time to push themselves outside their comfort zone. They set time aside. See, we fall in love with the rubble, don't we? And we fall in love with the cause that we're trying to make, but we have to be able to pick ourselves up out of that, don't we? And we have to be able to help develop ourselves. How can we be the best version of ourselves if we don't take time to develop it? It reminds me of the old cliche, if I do what I've always done, I'll receive what I've always received. Anybody show of hands? Anybody heard that? And then 2012 came along and we barely made plan. And nobody thought anything of it. Hey, one tough year, a slow year out of 6, that's not really a big deal, is it? And so what did I do as a leader? I just worked harder, didn't I? More hours, trying to make a difference. 2013 ended, get this. My group made half of their plan, half of their goal. And what would that look like in your organization if you did half of your fundraising this year? Now all of a sudden, everybody starts questioning my leadership, don't they? Everybody has an opinion. Have you ever had a time in your nonprofits where things maybe haven't gone well and now all of a sudden you've got 10, 12 more voices? I see some smiles. Now everybody's got an opinion, don't they? So I went to a mentor friend of mine, and I asked him, I told him, I said, look, I'm struggling here, and every one of you needs somebody like this in your life. Simple question, and it really goes to the heart of this thought leadership. When is the last time you did something for the first time? When is the last time you did something new to develop yourself and become a stronger leader? How would that sound if somebody asked you? How would that feel? Because what I realized is one of the biggest killers of success is success. I told you that I worked harder. So I started just like you. You're working with more donors. You're working with your existing customers. You're spending time with your employees. You're trying to do this. You're taking care of your board. You're doing all this stuff. Everybody's being taken care of. And guess who I forgot about? Guess who I left out? I can see by the looks on your faces. There's a number of you, when you look at your organization, who comes last? How can we expect to do what we've always done, receive what we've always received, when we're not spending any time changing and our environment is changing? So what thought leadership does for you is it allows you to be able to grow and see different opportunities, a different way of making a difference and an impact for the people that you serve. Here's my point. You can't stay stuck in your comfort zone when your mind is moving forward. Warren Buffett, at 88 years old and $88 billion, still reads 6 to 8 hours a day. Fantastic. Bill Gates, just as rich as him, says that he won't sit down with a book unless he's got an hour because he understands he's not reading, he's learning. And what I love that he said is he is trying to take new knowledge and stack it on top of old knowledge. Becoming a thought leader in your industry and your impact area is about growing your knowledge to see things different. And it's powerful for you. In your comfort zone when your mind is moving forward. Nothing new in, nothing new out. When you're spending time learning, like at the research library, you're spending time on blogs and podcasts and things that are right there and available and so easy to get. I think Maximize Excellence had you have 5 podcasts, listed your top 5 podcasts on your website. Fantastic place to start. Culture your mind. But what if I told you that we as leaders actually don't make decisions that way? What we really do is we make a choice and then we do everything in our power to justify it. It's why I eat 2 bowls of ice cream and tell my wife I need calcium. Right? The difference to your employees and the people they know. And I've got some great ideas. Does it sound different? You've got the passion. You got the stories, you got the action, you put the work in. Now add the thought leadership, and you will redefine those relationships to long term. So when you think about thought leadership overall, we understand that it helps you to make better decisions. You will be a stronger leader if you invest the time, whether that's podcasts, the blogs, whatever that happens to be, taking the time to learn and acquire that knowledge about your area. To be able to have more control and get yourself outside your comfort zone is so very powerful, so that you can see those things. The issues that happened to me in the corporate world probably happened 4 or 5 years earlier. I just didn't recognize it. And luckily, I didn't lose my job. And then lastly, it helps redefine those relationships to be more long-term. And I want you for a second to look around the room. And look at all the leaders around here, the people that give so tirelessly of themselves. And I'm going to challenge you to pull yourself out of the rubble. The rubble, whatever that is, today. Invest in yourself, all the emails, the BlackBerry, all that stuff. And spend time to meet 3 new people today. And tell them, this is what I do, and this is the problem that I have. And you as the listener, take time. And over the next 2 or 3 weeks, reach out to that person with either a blog you've read or a podcast, or maybe you know somebody, but share. Because the whole idea of thought leadership is, and Casey talked about this morning about collaboration. That's how we get great. What we have to do is quit fighting over our slice of the pie and focus on making the pie bigger. And you do that by working together. Spend the day. Invest in yourself. This camp capacity is for you. I'm just pleased to be here because this is about you getting better. Take the time to learn somebody, meet somebody that you can have a connection that's so powerful. One of the most successful organizations at making impact, in my opinion, and for decades, is Alcoholics Anonymous. And we all know that there's 12 steps, right? We know that there's 12 steps to AA. Everybody in this room and everybody knows what the first step is, don't we? And that there's a problem. And a lot of times it's used as a punchline, isn't it, at a party? But here's the thing. AA will tell you that if you complete 11 of the steps, skip the 12th, your chance of going back to alcoholism increases greatly. Yet no one, probably outside this room, knows what number 12 is. Help another alcoholic. Help another alcoholic. What AA understands is you may receive freely and you'll give freely. Look around the room. This is your opportunity to give to each other and enjoy this event that's here for you. Because when you give and you have that servant leadership that you all do, you can make a powerful impact. I always tell people that you give of yourself, you sacrifice of yourself to save others, while some leaders sacrifice others to save themselves. You guys get it right. Thank you.